Hey guys, it's Mr. Sean. Did you know that today is my birthday?
Happy birthday!
If you'd like to help me celebrate, there's a couple things you can do. First of all, after you watch today's video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you could be so kind as to consider subscribing to either the Patreon or becoming a channel member, as well as checking out my eBay and Mercari and maybe buying a mini. And enjoy the video, guys, and happy birthday to me!
PSA for any incels reading. 1. If a woman is continually thanking you for your loyal friendship, it's either genuine or she is redefining a boundary you are continually crossing or attempting to cross. She isn't placing you in the friend zone until a better option comes along. She is telling you she is not interested romantically, but appreciates you as a human in her life. Take it or leave it, but no one owes you anything for being nice. 2. People are worth more than their looks and are worth more than their ability to fulfill romantic partnerships. You can have lady friends that will actively try to hook you up with other friends later if you aren't a creepy asshole. 3. Learning how to be the pretty girl's male BFF sets you up for success in the long run. You may not win her over, but if you pay attention, listen, and interact, you will learn loads about how to talk to women, emotional intelligence, and empathy. All things that last far longer than looks and become sexier with age and experience. You know, that is some really good advice. I'm sure the incels will take it to heart. Oh, you know that friend shit you posted doesn't work, right? If you people are going to bully incels, at least don't be as cruel as to give them false hope as what you did on that thread. You need to do better, slut. Well, you tried. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is I, your host, Mr. Sean, and today we're coming back at you with some Incel tier. We took a week off of this type of content, and oh boy did it fill back up. For those of you joining us for the first time, incels are self-described involuntary celibates, people that can't get laid, want to get laid, and feel like it's everybody's problem but their own that they're not getting laid. Now, we're not making fun of people who aren't having sex, we're not teasing the virgins, and we're not making fun of people who, through no fault of their own, aren't getting the intimacy that they want. No, we are looking at the ridiculous levels that these self-described incels will go to as a way to cope and mask the fact that the reason they're not getting laid is because they are just toxic people. I actually have a quote here from a previous video by a viewer at Tristan Waterman, and I asked if I could quote them in a future video, and they said yes, and here it is. I do think all incels are misogynist. It's the very act of describing oneself as involuntary celibate. It biases the selection to people who base their identity on their inability to get sex and value nothing else other than sex. And describing it as involuntary instead of an inability, as if it's something that was done to them rather than their own shortcomings, shows that they are blaming their lack of sex on women and believe they are owed it. Thank you for your comment, Tristan Waterman, and I agree completely. It's people like that we are mocking in these videos. If you are just someone who's going through a rough time, a dry spell, look, I've been where you are, guys. Again, self-proclaimed official wizard. Took me 30 years to lose my V-card, but you know what? No plan I could have ever come up with would have probably worked, and just eventually it's gonna happen for you, but not if you focus solely on getting laid, because you know what? If that's all you care about, people can tell, and that's what we're gonna see in some of these posts. First up, we have a poll. Always love a good poll. I do plenty of them on my own channel, but this poll is what you think make men feel effeminate outside of sexual abuse. Well, at 6.7% of the vote, we have doctors, many types. At 13.3%, we got people blaming plastic in the water for making men feel effeminate. 26.7% blame the LGBTQ LOL, not sure what that is, what the lol is for. And at 53.3%, we get not getting women and rejection from society. I don't know, that might make me feel like an outcast, but I certainly don't think it would make me feel effeminate. But also, you know, guys, I think it's about time we stop with these, like, traditional gender norms. That's not me being woke, that's just saying that you can be whatever you want. And if you're a woman who likes classically masculine things, that doesn't make you masculine. That just means you enjoy something. If you're a guy that enjoys things that people might see as feminine, that's just you enjoying your life. And as we said in a previous video, life is too short to worry about enjoying things, and you should just enjoy them. Do you think women have the capacity to not be shallow and hypergamous? Yeah, probably. Do you think women, given the modern dating environment, have the capacity to not engage in shallow and hypergamous behavior? By hypergamy, I'm talking about looks-based hypergamy. If you're not aware, hypergamy just means having a lot of sexual partners. It's human nature. No, they cannot. There's actually data behind this, especially when women are pursuing men on dating apps, which is the overwhelming way that the vast majority of people meet nowadays. They only swipe right on the already attractive men. This is the same reason why no girl would ever show you her swipe history, if there's a way to pull that data. They'll virtue signal online and say things like, just wear clothes that fit you, just get a haircut. They're already attractive. It will never change, honestly. Oh, heck no. We live in a dating era where women are oversaturated with child exposure. Women would much rather swipe on their Tinder 500 times in looks of a Chad as a hookup than date their looks match. Women on social media already get tons of male attention from normies. They're numb to it. They only get excited when it's Chad. It's intertwined with our biology. That said, there may be a small minority that has less/none looksist behavior. Don't count on your crush being one of them, because as I said, it's a minority. No. Have you ever seen a video where a woman talks about the things she does with her boyfriend that don't involve expensive gifts or dates at expensive places? It's impossible for them not to be what they are. They don't care spending time with someone and live if he isn't a 6-foot Superman. I mean, you post a thing about can women be decent people on an incel forum, you're gonna get a whole bunch of no. But the one that always makes me laugh the most is people asking why other people aren't going for their looks match. Like, I'm sorry, again, everybody has a preference, they're allowed to have a preference, and everybody's preference is different. Just because you think that all the girls you find pretty are looking for the 6-foot Superman Chad, that might not be what they're looking for at all. And can you honestly imagine how poorly it would go if you told a girl that the reason the two of you should date is you're both equally ugly? Like, hey girl, we're looks matches, which means we're meant to be together. You shouldn't waste your time trying to get with a Chad who's too good for you. I'm the best you can do, baby. Now let's see that pussy in them titties. No, that ain't gonna work. Rage fuel. Does women have empathy? I helped a black man carry a TV to his car at the store. He gave me $6 after that. I helped a black couple to carry a microwave to their car. He gave me $4 after that. Yesterday, I helped a young, early 20s mixed woman, maybe she was Latina, I don't know, for a shelf bookcase. She just told me, thank you so much, have a nice day. Do you help women at your work or in your daily life? Okay, my dude, as someone who came from, like, the service industry, the retail world, you're not supposed to accept tips, but if people feel obligated to offer them, you're kind of required to take them. The ultimate thing is don't offend the customer, but the idea is that these kind of places, you're not supposed to be tipped because they don't want customers to feel like they have to. And so if you're expecting a tip, fuck you, dude. Like, yeah, was I always excited when I'd help a customer out to their car and load their groceries and they'd be like, no, here, you're gonna take this. I know you're not allowed to, you're gonna take it. Yeah, that was a great day. There were actually 2 old ladies that would always tip me $20. And I mean, that was a great day. I love that. But the thing is, I never got mad when someone didn't tip because I knew it wasn't meant to be expected and that we technically weren't even allowed to accept them. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm sorry, if you're just helping someone out to their car at a retail store, you're not supposed to accept tips. Like, tipping culture in America is weird because tipping is used as a way for like restaurant owners to not pay their people decent wages. You're paid at least minimum wage, which still sucks, but you're not allowed to expect a tip working retail. I also love the fact that he specifically put that the people that tipped him were black men so as not to seem prejudice. But apparently you're butthurt after not getting, a roughly $5 to not have to be in the store for a few minutes. Honestly, back in the day, that was its own reward, was just not having to be in the store. I still voted for Biden, and will again. I will not rest until I see my granddaughters have the same rights I was afforded, though I still remember being told over the years we need your husband's approval. Fuck them. You believe women should have absolute control over reproduction? That's not exactly an equality mindset you have there. That's a "the future is female" mindset, which is sexist and promotes female domination. I bet this guy's all about being domed by a female, no matter what he says on the internet. This is one of the most ignorant comments I've ever read in my life. Congratulations on being one of the dumbest people alive. Being pregnant isn't exactly equal, pal. Such a sick own. I'm so owned right now. You know he's crying on the inside. God forbid we put the control of pregnancy in the people that can actually get pregnant. But not just incels. So many men in this world are so focused on their legacy and their my genetic line carrying on by putting my seed into fertile females and continuing on the next generation of my lineage. It's like, my dude, tell me you're insecure without telling me you're insecure. In any other situation, I would treat people the same way they treat me. But you can't do that when approaching women, who regularly act like complete assholes when men flirt, and I can't see myself genuflecting when someone is insulting me, so better just to avoid the entire thing. Plus, I'm not going to touch fire 99 times in the hopes that it won't burn on the 100th attempt. This is why the whole "just talk to women like they're people" advice falls flat for me. I generally don't cold approach people I don't know. I generally don't flirt with my bros, so treat her like one of the bros, except also show interest and be flirty. I'm telling myself I'm unattractive because every time I talk to a girl as a human, she just showed no interest in the conversation. This is the mindfuckery part of it. From our point of view, treating them as human beings is quite the subtle turnoff. While at the same time, we never hear the end of all the shithead Andrew Tate disciples treating them poorly that they just can't stop finding. And don't forget to be gentle, yet strong. Be assertive, yet show your feminine side. Be successful, yet modest. Be strong, yet sensitive. Be present, but firm. Be aggressive, but agreeable. Be loving, but in total control. Yes, it's easy, guys. Just follow these simple rules, and all is well. Edit. Under 5'10", slightly balding, and/or glasses need not apply. Edit 2. Oh yeah, 6.5s or less are all creeps, so we're out too. LOL. Yeah, it's so easy. You must be a total idiot if you can't understand these really simple steps. The bar is so low. I roll. Just talk to women like they're people. This is always sort of nonsensical to me. Let's say you're in a coffee shop, and you can be male or female in this case. How many complete strangers do you walk up to with the hope that you'll talk to them and become friends? If you're like the vast majority of people, the answer is probably next to zero. So just treat her like everyone else basically means don't talk to her. Yeah, as someone who actually enjoys approaching women when I'm on the market, I can say that whoever said that didn't have the slightest clue what they were talking about. Well, I think people that say this want you to be alone and are trying to shame you for being attracted to women. They are practically saying that feeling attracted to them is immoral. others. Just talk to her like you would talk to the man. Me. Oh, okay. Goes up to girl I like. What's up, pussy? You done fucking around with that stupid bullshit? You look like a monkey fucking a football. I wonder if your mom had any other kids that lived because you were obviously born with a handful of extra chromosomes. I guess it's the best they can do since they're cousins and all. Hey, where are you going?
Except that actually works. All the partners I've had chose me because I talked to them and asked them about unisex things, like their relationships with their grandparents, if they like sports or fitness for the health benefits, if they have favorite authors or even directors, and if they like animals, all being things anyone can do and like. The opposite, to talk to them like they're dames, asking about what kind of girl stuff they're into, is weak sauce and dumb thinking.
In public? To women you don't know? Hey, your grandparents teach you that? How is Grams anyway?
How did she know you were into her if you never flirted, never expressed interest, and only made conversation about platonic topics? My point is that interacting with a woman you're trying to court is nothing at all like talking with the bros. Sure, you might discuss topics that aren't sexual, but I would argue that your questions are quite personal. I don't talk to my bros about my relationships with family members. We talk about sports and video games mostly. The thing you're missing is that your intention dating has to be clear, otherwise you're destined for the friend zone.
He's probably fairly attractive. That always seems to be the difference with my male friends. The attractive ones could approach a woman and recite them a page out of the phone book and still get a date out of it.
I thought that was a foregone conclusion, that we were both interested. If you are talking about icebreakers and trying to suss stuff out, I still think that the same topics apply. Definitely not talk about her looks or body, and just show general interest. You are both going to go through the most obvious deal breakers in the first conversations anyway, so better to get it over with. NASCAR lover? Smoke much? Do you think Putin's not getting a fair shake?
You sorry fool.
You deluded ass.
You know, normally there'd be like a voice of reason and I'd give that person a normal voice, but the guy that was technically the voice of reason in that back and forth sounded like such a pompous asshole. Like, he sounded like a pretentious hipster trying to like dunk on these guys, and I doubt that he has any better luck than they do. And funny enough, some of the best advice in this back and forth came from the incels themselves, and it was like, oh, so if I'm just supposed to talk to women like they're normal people, I wouldn't normally go up to a stranger at like a coffee house and just start talking hoping to become friends, so that would mean I wouldn't talk to them at all. And it's like, yes, you probably shouldn't go up and ask somebody out just because you like how they look. Try going places that you can actually have conversations with people. Maybe if you like tabletop games, go to a tabletop game convention or something. Like, go to places where you're supposed to interact with people, where you share some common interests, and then yeah, you can strike up a conversation, and then it's completely normal. And hey, if you really feel a connection and go like, hey, well, that was really great talking with you, I'd like to do it again sometime. Can I get your number? Not just, hey, I know we've never seen each other before and we've never talked until this exact second, but I think you're attractive. Would you like to go out with me? I personally would find that very creepy. If even if like a very attractive woman did that to me, it would just be like, I don't know you. Inceldom is a choice. You could always wash yourself, wear some decent clothes, and actually talk to women. I mean, yeah, sometimes it is just that easy. Can we just call the SJW movement what it is? A campaign to eliminate white straight males, particularly their right to have sex. Dude, wait, you're telling me I have the right to have sex? Alright, I gotta tell my wife that she needs to put out more because she's infringing on my rights. Honey, you have to fuck me. Apparently it's my right and you're not allowed to infringe on it. Looks like Mr. Sean's getting laid tonight.
Religion falling was a great mistake. Religions appeared to control Mother Nature and its unfairness. Now with the slogan of freedom, Mother Nature is unleashed, showing its violent nature. At least religions were keeping under control this shit. Now nothing stops it. Fuck Mother Nature. I don't feel empathy when forests are burning with millions animals dying. This life isn't worth the pain anyway. You should stop caring about the environment. I support every degradation against nature. Hurting the climate as much as possible to progress climate change is based.
I bet his opinion would be different if we referred to it as Father Nature. Now, we see a lot of posts on the inceltears subreddit where incels talk about how if a woman has had multiple sexual partners, her vagina is all used up from having too much dick. Well, this is a post that if women felt about men's dick getting too much vagina the same way. These men don't come with big dicks anymore. They only have 6 to 8 inches now. It's because these guys nowadays are not pure, and their manhood has been crushed and shriveled by having so many different women with tight, powerful kitties. The higher the body count, the smaller the hot dog. High-value women have no interest in a ran-through cucumber on a man who can't submit and allow a real woman to lead. Listen to my words, men, and stay pure, or you will never have a high-value wife. I mean, they might have a point. Vaginas are elastic and also a bit acidic, so they might be shriveling your manhood. There's not much your manhood can do to a vagina, though. If an entire human being coming out of one doesn't loosen it up and it just goes back pretty much to how it was before, what do you honestly think your dick's gonna do? Also explain why having multiple sexual partners, like even just like one time each, is gonna ruin a vagina, but taking the same dick 100+ times isn't. It's the same basic concept, so why is it different?
Venting. Ran into a photo shoot today where the models were 90% naked. I'm at a low point in my life right now. I've exhausted all my neat bucks, and I still don't have a job. I will likely not be able to afford rent come April, so I need to make some moves fast. But it's a clear, sunny day. The temperature is in the 70s. I figure some vitamin D will kickstart something within me. I go for a springtime stroll to see the cherry blossoms around town, and there I am, crossing through the park. And what should I see? In full public view of old people and little kids, and their moms, and their dogs? 4 women. One was the photographer, another was the central subject of the photographs, and to each side of her, there were 2 women in black lace thong underwear. Fat, round asses just out and uncovered.
Well, it sounds like it ain't the vitamin D that's kickstarting something within you.
And I thought to myself, my God, I wish they'd flash me or something, or jump me as a prank, acknowledge me in some way. I've had people accost me in the past for my money, for revenge, for fun, but just this once, it couldn't be them. You see women like this on Instagram sometimes, who like to bring random people into their photo shoots just to get their reaction. Just this once, it couldn't be me. The extreme rarity of this moment weighed on me. How many days have I lived in my life, and how many of those days have I seen naked ladies where you'd least expect them? In all my life, counting today, maybe 3 times? Is that like a 1 in 6,000 or 7,000 chance? I'm so bored. I wish so badly I had friends like those women. Is that wrong? Everyone I ask for help with this seems to think it's wrong. But the more I plot and ponder this, and the longer the sands of my life run out, the more apparent it starts to be that the people I'm asking for help don't even know how to help me, whether it's wrong or not to want what I want. I'm filled with such a longing now. I'd like to go on r/social skills or something and tell them about this. Tell someone about this. Ask them what I should do on the off chance I ever run into women shaking their asses in public again. What should I say to them? But I feel like it'll end the same way all my other Reddit posts end. We don't know. Also, you're weird. Whether they mean well or not, no one can help me anymore. I know some people want to, but the odds of finding someone who can help me are greater than finding big booty Instagram models who don't care if people in public see them naked. Okay, first of all, my dude, you're coming across way too thirsty. Like, even if by some chance those women wanted to drag some random person, which also, typically, those aren't random people. That's all staged ahead of time. Like, you're not just gonna accost somebody in your lingerie photo shoot. You don't know who that person is. They might not be into it. Hell, they might be dangerous. So no, you're not gonna do that too, but they can, even if they were going to, they can smell the desperation on you, my dude. Like, you're just way too thirsty. And again, your entire life is apparently about getting to, like, hang out with big booty Instagram models. So there was a time when apparently the grocery store I worked for was doing this promo that was between Captain Morgan rum and Playboy brand cigars. And they brought in this, apparently people, one, there were people, they brought in some former Playboy playmates, and then they brought a guy dressed as Captain Morgan. I didn't see him walking around. I was busy doing my job, but people were like, hey, Sean, did you see the Playboy playmates with the guy dressed as a pirate? I'm like, there's a guy dressed as a pirate? Like, no, Sean, I think you missed the lead. Like, no, I've seen beautiful women before, all right? That's not uncommon. It's not every day I get to see someone out and about dressed as a pirate. How do you get that job? I want to be a professional pirate. And, they're like, well, he's a lost cause. But, dude, don't be so fucking thirsty. And get a damn job. You've got rent due. Mr. Sean, you should take your own advice. I'm working on it. Use introspection to see why I'm forever alone? No way. I must be ugly. I mean, yeah, you probably are, but like, on the inside. Women won't date me because I don't have money. They ask me what I do for a living before they even know my name. People made me heartless. I don't think you are single because of a lack of money. I think you are single because you are self-centered. You just watch a clip of someone talking about experiences with domestic abuse, and you decided to moan about your inability to get laid. Nobody owes you anything. No one is owed a relationship or sexual partner. I mean, you would have to be pretty self-centered to watch a video about domestic abuse and then use that as your, like, platform to go, women won't date me because I don't have money. Rape is natural in the animal kingdom, so why is it frowned upon in human society? No, this isn't a troll question. In nature, it is common for animals to use rape as a method of reproduction. Just look at mallard ducks, for example. If animals can do it, why can't we? Humans are animals, after all. It's not fair that they get to rape, but us humans can't. This is why being human is overrated. You are forced to act civilized, and if you don't, you'll be kicked out from the tribe. People forget the fact that we are animals, and our primal nature still exists. We still have urges that need to be met. If women are going to gatekeep sex all the time, you can't just expect us to put up with it and play by the rules. In video game, of course. Man, why do we live in a society? Why can't I do whatever I want? Why do I have to follow the rules? Why won't women touch my pee-pee? Why can't I make them touch my pee-pee? Why can't I touch them with my pee-pee against their will? A lot of these guys talk about how much smarter they are than everyone else, but they then want to go, oh, we should be able to rape because we're just big dumb animals. No, we're not. We're better than that. Shut the fuck up. Put your dick away. Put it away. Don't show that to people. So tired of the there's plenty of ugly men in relationships argument. This argument is completely bogus. Yeah, no shit, there's plenty of ugly dudes in relationships with women all over the world. But do you really think those women wouldn't leave their oofy doofies behind to hop on some Chad's dick behind his back the first chance they got? Not every woman is capable of obtaining a Chad, so they have to suck it up and grin and bear it with an ugly or average motherfucker and have pathetic dry starfish sex once every month, or else become a cat lady in a stinky, run-down, and lonely apartment that reeks of catfish. What is dry starfish sex? Alright, Urban Dictionary, don't fail me now. Oh, okay, so apparently starfish sex is sex in the missionary position, where girl lays inactive on the bed with her legs spread. I mean, you know what, man? It's at least sex, I guess. I don't know. It's more than this guy's getting.
Also, why is it dry? You know there's lube, right? There's no shame in it. Everyone needs help getting the pussy wet every once in a while. Get the good shit. Turn that pussy into a slip and slide, my dude. Sure, women will put up with some ugly fat motherfucker touching on them and unloading the pipe once or twice a week. They've done that for hundreds of years. This is not love. When women are in the presence of a chad, they are completely different people. Their body language, behaviors, facial expressions, it all changes. Everyone has seen it, and everyone knows it exists, but insists it doesn't to keep male morale high, so a large-scale uprising doesn't happen. Dude, just tell us you want Chad Dick, alright? It's fine. Just admit that you liked seeing Gambit in a crop top in episode 1 of X-Men 97 and move on with your life. And here we have the responses. Not gonna lie, I honestly really don't ever even see ugly dudes in relationships all that often anyway. I literally live in the heart of New York City. I commute into the office 5 days a week too and have to walk through Times Square a lot. Blue pillars love to say things like, LOL, just touch grass, bro. But I'm literally always in one of the most heavily populated places in America, especially during rush hour, where there are people everywhere, and I still don't see many of them. I live in Munich, which is also one of the most densely crowded places, and both my job and degree are heavily social. And I hardly ever see unattractive dudes in relationships. Okay, but just because you're around people doesn't mean you're interacting with them. So, maybe, look at, are you actually, interacting with people, or are you just in your own little world? Which is funny that the incels called normies the blue pillars when they're the ones living in their own little world. A matrix, if you will. Which role do you think women should have? Describe your dream society where Freuds aren't trying to dominate and fuck everyone. I need some hope. Women should fucking die. I want one woman who loves me and is subservient to my incel penis. They should all hang themselves. I mean, I guess that's a better fate than having to be subservient to SpongeBob guy's incel penis. And guys, I always like to leave you with a little bit of hope. So here we have a post where a guy is seriously saying that he is no longer an incel. And it looks like his post has this tagline from the mods as his account has been banned, 100% enforced. Congrats on ascension. As unlikely as it is, may we all ascend someday and be accepted as human. I don't know how to say this. I am struggling to find the right words. It's a long story, but I will try my best to tell you guys what happened. I never had any hope in my life I'd ever be where I am today. My whole life I thought I was a subhuman incel and that I would always remain one. Something really extraordinary happened to me. A little while back, I went skiing. While I was waiting in line, I saw a cute girl standing in line. Me being extremely black-pilled, I thought to myself, what chance do I ever have? She won't ever want anything to do with me. But another part of me told me, you can't miss this chance or you will regret it for the rest of your life. I thought to myself, what the hell? And went up to her and introduced myself. Surprisingly, I found out I had a lot in common with this girl, and she happened to live near my house. I don't know how, but I managed to get her phone number. A week later, I texted her and asked if she would be down to go hang out with me for a little bit. I have no idea how, but she agreed. We went together to a cafe and had food together. We vibed very well. After the date, I dropped her off at home, and she later texted me and said she wanted to do it again because I am a funny guy and that she enjoys spending time with me. Fast forward another week. She invited me to go to the museum. Obviously, I did not want to throw this opportunity away, so I went with her. Again, we had lots of fun and held hands while walking back to my car. Fast forward to today. She had her birthday party, and I was invited. Again, I have no idea how, but we vibed very well. After the party ended, we walked to her house together, holding hands. She hugged me, and we ended up kissing each other in the lips. No one else in her house was there at the time, and we hit it off pretty good before so. You probably know what happened next. I am seeing her again tomorrow morning, and I know for a fact that I am going to have an amazing time again. With this being said, I am no longer kissless, hugless, handholdless, or a virgin. Accordingly, I no longer believe I qualify as an incel. After 27 years of struggling, I believe today I defeated inceldom for good. I have no more reason to return to this site, and if the admins feel that I no longer belong here, they can ban me. I don't care. My one tip to all you guys? I understand the black pill and where you guys come from. A lot of the black pill is undeniably true, but the black pill isn't everything. There's so much more to a person than their appearance, and you never know who might end up liking you. Shoot your shot whenever you have one. You guys really have nothing to lose but everything to gain. I am so happy I gathered my courage and talked to her on the ski trip, because none of what happened in the past 2 months would have happened had I not approached her. I encourage you all to follow my example. I wish you guys farewell and lots of success in the future. And that's going to be our video today, guys. I think that was a really great one to end on, because yes, sometimes you just have to put yourself out there, and you can, if you tell yourself you can't, then you can't. But sometimes it's just a matter of putting in the effort and taking a shot in the dark. You never know. You never know who's going to vibe with you. Love isn't easy for anybody, and if it was, there'd be hardly any music, and absolutely no country music. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, please be sure to comment, and please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Please consider joining our Patreon or as a channel member, and maybe go over and check out my eBay and Mercari to get your hands on a custom miniature or one of the other collectibles I have for sale at the moment. We've got quite a few. And until next time, guys, I'm Mr. Sean. This is Chimera Miniatures, and I sincerely hope that your impromptu ski trip lands you the girl of your dreams, and that you have a great day, and an even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye!